Hey, what's going on everybody? Commander Crane here, and we are back with another Pioneer deck tech, and today we're going to be talking about Dimir ninjas. I am very excited to share this list with you. It is actually the first video that we're doing featuring cards from the new set Duskmourn House of Horrors, and I really wanted to do this one first, which will make sense in just a second here. But as always, at the end of the video, let me know in the comment section, is there a specific ninja I forgot to put in this deck that I definitely should have, or do you have suggestions for upcoming videos? Just let me know in the comment section. So the inspiration for this deck is unsurprisingly Kato, Bane of Nightmares. I think this card is just absolutely nuts. So it's a 4-mana planeswalker, but you can ninjutsu it for only 3, and then during your turn, as long as it has 1 or more loyalty counters on it, it's a 3/4 ninja and has hexproof, which is already absolutely insane with the ninjutsu. Then its +1 emblem is you get an emblem with ninjas you control, get +1/+1. Okay, a +1. So you can get multiple emblems, and the ninjas just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So, okay, that's absolutely insane. It's 0, Surveil 2, then draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn. So usually it's Surveil 2, then draw a card. But that's absolutely, that's insane. I mean, that's basically like a preordain in a way, which is pretty good. And then it's -2, tap target creature, put 2 stun counters on it. That is just absolutely crazy. Sure, it doesn't have an ultimate, but man, this card is really, really good. And the first time I saw him, man, we're definitely going to have to do a ninja deck. So let's go and take a look at some of the ninjas that we're playing in this deck. So these are the creatures that I would say are the best in the deck. We're playing 4 Silver Fur Master, 4 Satoru the Infiltrator, and 2 Moon Circuit Hacker. So Silver Fur Master is fantastic. It's just a really good lord that we can also ninjutsu, and it gives our other ninjas and rogues +1/+1. Just a really, really good card. Satoru is absolutely sweet. Basically, whenever we ninjutsu a creature, we essentially get to draw a card, which is really cool, because it says whenever it or more other non-token creatures enter the battlefield under your control, excuse me, if none of them were cast or no mana was spent to cast them, draw a card. And the cool thing is, with ninjutsu, it's not casting it. It's just an activated ability, putting it into play. So that means whenever we ninjutsu something, we get to draw a card, which is really, really good. Satoru, absolutely fantastic in this deck. So then we're also playing Moon Circuit Hacker. It's just a really good 2-mana creature. Whenever we deal combat damage to a player, you can draw a card if you do discard a card unless it enters the battlefield this turn, which means if we ninjutsu it. So we're playing all these really good cards. You know, we have all the ninjutsu synergies and such. So what cheap creatures can we actually play to help put all of these ninjas into play? Well, I'll show you what creatures we're going to be playing. We're playing 4 Thousand Face Shadow, 4 Slitherblade, and 2 Triton Shorestalker. So Thousand Face Shadow is just a really, really good ninja. When we get to ninjutsu this thing, it's really good. When it enters the battlefield from your hand, if it's attacking, create a token that's a copy of another target attacking creature. The token enters the battlefield tapped and attacking. That's it. The token doesn't go away. It doesn't say sacrifice at the end of the turn. We just make a token, which is so good. We can, theoretically, we could make a copy of, forgetting the name of it, Kato, but we're never actually going to do that. Most of the time, it's going to be a Silver Fur Partisan, which is just awesome. So definitely a huge fan of Thousand Face Shadow. So Slitherbait and Triton Shorestalker, although Triton Shorestalker is technically worse than Slitherblade, they are not ninjas themselves, but 2 reasons we're playing them. 1, it really helps us ninjutsu creatures. They're unblockable, so we can always ninjutsu, which is really, really good. The other cool thing is they are rogues, so that means our Silver Fur Partisan actually buffs them, which is really, really cool. So that's why we're specifically playing the Triton Shorestalker, not like the other 1-mana one that's a Merfolk Warrior or whatever. That's why we're specifically playing these. So definitely a huge fan of these creatures here. I mean, Thousand Face Shadow is not unblockable, but being a really cheap flyer, it kind of is like pseudo unblockable in a way. So definitely a huge fan of this. So this is the creature package. Let's go and take a look at the non-creatures that we're playing. So we're playing 4 Thoughtseize and 4 Spell Pierce. I really wanted some cheap interaction, and this is definitely cheap interaction. So huge fan of these cards. And then rounding out our non-lands, we're also playing 4 copies of Fatal Push and 2 Go for the Throat as just an overall catch-all removal spell. So definitely huge fan of our non-creature package here. So that's the entire main board except for the lands. Let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. And I'll be honest with you, it's going to be a really, really simple Dimir mana base. We're playing 4 Darkslick Shores, 4 Water Graves, and 4 Underground River as our main dual lands. We are also playing 4 Clearwater Pathway, 1 Takenuma, 1 Otawara, and then rounding out our lands, 2 Hall of Storm Giants, 1 Island, and 1 Swamp. I'll be honest with you, we're not going to activate Hall of Storm Giants that often, but it's a man land. We're just going to go ahead and play it. And as our spicy basic land of the day, It's Kamigawa themed. It's Ninja. You know we had to use Kamigawa basics. I mean, was there really any other basics we were going to use? I specifically chose these ones just because these are my favorite of the bunch from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. So that's the entire main board. Let's go and talk about our sideboard as well as some budget alternatives that we can play in this deck. So sideboarding is going to be really, really simple. Graveyard Hate, we're in black, play Leyline of the Void. Simply put, it's also getting reprinted at Duskborn, so the card's going to be incredibly cheap, which is also fantastic. Counter spells. Just really any good counter spells. Feel free to switch them up based on what your local meta looks like. I know I'm currently playing a few Mystical Disputes, but if you want to play some Aether Gust, or if you want to play Negate, or if you want to play, whatever else, whatever's good in your local metagame, just go ahead and play that. But I definitely recommend packing a few extra counter spells. You're definitely going to want some fantastic discard spells. So we're already playing Thoughtseize. I definitely would recommend playing some number of Duress and or Go Blanks. I think those are both fantastic options. And then Damping Sphere. Damping Sphere is just a really good sideboard card right now just because of the number of Lotus Field decks that are going around, as well as Mono Green Devotion, and we need to be ready for those decks. So definitely play a few Damping Spheres in the sideboard. And then the last thing we got to talk about is our budget options for the deck, which is really, really simple. Just go ahead and swap out Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize itself is not crazy pricey right now, but they do go for about $8 US a piece, so you can definitely save a little bit if you decide to swap those. And then just go ahead and play some more budget dual lands. Go ahead and cut up the Water Graves, go ahead and put in some more budget-friendly options, and the deck will go way, way, way down in cost. So the current list as we built right now is only $223 US, which is incredibly cheap for a deck that's playing a bunch of blue-black dual lands and Thoughtseize and Fatal Push. That is super, super duper cheap. In the budget list, I was able to get it down to $85 US. Spoiler alert, I didn't cut any creatures. All the creatures are the exact same. It's just the dual lands, and then a few sideboard cards. That's the only thing I changed. Instead of playing Watery Grave, I put in like Choked Estuary and some Drowned Catacombs, and we were able to significantly trim the cost of this deck. So I'm really, really happy I was able to do a deck like this. When I saw Kato, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, by the way, I knew I was going to have to do a Ninja deck. I mean, that's an absolutely insane Planeswalker. And even outside of Ninja decks, it's really, really good. Play it in Ninja decks, play it in like a blue-black mid-ranger control deck. The card is absolutely insane. So definitely excited to see where Kato is going to go moving forward, because I think the card is absolutely nuts. So let me know in the comment section below if you do end up building a Ninja deck, or if you already have a Ninja deck, just let me know. I'd love to see it. So that takes us to the end of the video here. Thanks so much for watching. The deck lists are in the description below if you'd like to check them out for yourself. Huge shout out to our channel members, Ralph, Matt, Arcadius, Ray, Gary, and Sarwanoki. If you are interested in being a channel member, it's only $1 US a month. You get access to the exclusive Discord, as well as other features here on the channel. So I'm Commander Crane. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope to catch you in the next one.